Good morning all. Welcome back to my channel. This is the Bike Man. Today you have joined me through my studio and we are going to do a review. So be ready. So you might have understood by now that we are going to do a review of the brand new motorcycle by Honda, which is the CB200X. It is also known as the Urban Explorer. We are joined by Savio, who is from Upshifters India, and we are joined by Samuel, who is actually taking a ride as we speak. So he's going to give us an update on how he feels about the bike, and we'll be recording each and every moment. So Samuel, how is it going?
Hello, Colin, the bike man and Savio. I'm riding this bike. The first thing that I noticed is the horn and the indicator is at right place where it's supposed to be.
Okay, it's not like the Honda configuration.
Yes.
Okay.
And all the big wings bike I've been riding over the last few days had these inverted horn and indicator switch.
Yes, we do see you over here. We want to know how you're feeling while riding. What is the new bike about? So let us know, please.
Yes, so the bike that I'm riding, what the Honda calls is the Urban Explorer. So far, with all the alloy wheels and the comfortable seating posture, I'm enjoying the ride so far. The suspension is on the firm side. I thought the suspension will have a better travel, a better damping. But it is like riding any other, I would say, 200cc bike. But the position is very comfortable to sit for long distance. And I'm sure it will be fun to ride on the highway.
So, like, it is an upright, as the manufacturer says, as Honda said, that it's an upright position. So, you think that is a plus for this bike?
Yes, it is a plus for the bike because there is no pressure on my neck, my shoulders, my wrists, my palms. Everything is in a net. So,
that is good to hear.
I think I can cover a good amount of distance on this bike, but provided the roads are good.
Yeah, of course. The rider's dilemma is the road should be good. Very true. So we saw the configuration about the front single channel ABS brake. How do you think that's working out? Do you think those are effective?
I haven't got a chance to test the ABS much, but I would have liked to see a dual channel ABS on this, just for a safety reason and the speed this bike is capable of. But yeah, so far so good. But only time will tell how the single channel ABS will act up. Another thing that I noticed is the weight distribution of this bike is very it's spread across quite well. So I'm not feeling the weight of the bike much, and along with this upright position, it's actually a pleasure to ride.
Oh, that is good for a bike of about 144 kilo. That sounds really nice that the weight is properly distributed.
Correct. Even on the standstill and on the move, the weight, you don't feel the weight of the bike.
Oh, that's
it is
nice.
that light.
That's nice. So tell us about the tire, because Honda, they said they have designed a special tires for this particular bike, which can cater for the city riding as well as the off-road riding. I know you're riding to city right now. So how do you think that smooth out what the company claims, a special design tire for the bike?
Yeah, as these Honda guys mentioned, that it is more of an urban explorer than a hardcore off-roader. The tires are doing justice to what it's meant for. As you are noticing right now, there was a panic braking that I did, but the bike held pretty well with the single channel ABS as well. And the tires are quite sufficient for the performance this bike.
Okay, that's quite comfortable to hear.
I'm finding that gear change is also very tall. I mean, I can encounter any speed breakers on third gear and the bike just pulls on and on. I don't have to change much.
So, Samuel, Savio here. You mentioned something about the tires. So, what do you think of the setup? This 110 in the front and 110 rear. And these are all-terrain tires, so what it looks like. These are the MRF curves at the back, and the front, I think it's the FC1 in the front. So, how is it working out for you right now? Because I can see the rain in Mumbai, and there's a bit of slush also. And this being an industrial area where we are at right now, giving a test ride of the done, it should be a little slippery and slushy. And you mentioned panic braking. So how are the tires holding up? Now, I also understand this, along with grip, what gives control to the motorcycle are the pedal disc brakes. How's the bite in the brakes in this season?
So far, I've got nothing to complain, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't feel a lack of grip that is given by the tires.
Okay.
And during the panic braking, the bike held its own pretty well.
Okay.
So, yeah, so far so good. The more I spend time, I'll be able to nitpick what could be better. But from what I'm riding right now, I'm liking it on how it is as it is.
Okay. I have a question about the ergonomics. Now, you are 5'10", 5'11", right?
5'11", correct.
5'11". Okay, so if you were a tall rider, maybe someone who's just out of college or going into college, wants his first motorcycle, he wants he wants a touring machine, which he can take to college, or someone who is, probably mid-30s, like us, more or less, and wants a first motorcycle, but he wants an all-rounder. So do you think this motorcycle will give this person that all-rounder feeling, like, something you can take to office, something you can take to Lonavala? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you end up in Pune with a motorcycle, the way you are enjoying the motorcycle.
I am, as I said earlier, it is more comfortable version than the Hornet that we have.
Okay.
And I think this thing is built for more for the mile munching front.
Okay.
And for someone who is new into biking and who is touring, for them it is pretty easy to handle, a very easy bike to live with.
A very easy bike to live with. Okay, now that you're out on this tour of yours, you also have a luggage behind. How are you finding the motorcycle holding up with the luggage behind? The pillion seat. Is that adequate for you? Is it causing any kind of hindrance, your luggage?
No. Although I am more, I would say, more on the healthy side.
Okay.
I have extra space on the seat, and the bag is actually not toppling over me while braking or going over speed bumps or anything.
Okay, so anyone who buys his first motorcycle, some bit of luggage, he or she can easily manage the motorcycle and their luggage without much of a problem, you say?
Yes, it would be. As I said, this is more of a urban explorer, and also you can take it for trail riding and long distances as well. So, of course, if you're going for a long distance, you will need to carry a luggage. But the luggage that we are carrying right now, that is the Invictus Touring Marshall bag, it is holding its own. It is as if it's meant for this bike, and it's pretty good. I mean, I don't feel any hindrance with that. I'm very curious to see what Honda comes with as the additional accessories, because although they said they are working on a few accessories, but we are not sure what type of accessories they have in mind. with keeping this bike in mind.
Yeah, so Invictus, whatever they have built is suiting this bike, and it's like made for each other, right? Samuel, you're there in the line? Samuel, can you hear me? Is the network okay? Samuel, are you there? I think we are having technical problems. We'll get back to you, Sam.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Right. So, Sam, what I was saying is Invictus made this tail bag. So you think this bike and this tail bag are like made for each other stuff?
Exactly. The bike is fitting perfectly there. And along with that, the bike also has a backrest setup wherein, I can just lean on the back for some time. And it's doing its job quite well. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the bag that I am carrying with me.
Oh, that is nice because, meanwhile, what Honda will make the accessories and have it aftermarket, I think Invictus is already there and they have done their job. So, I think a good bike with a good bag, which is a requirement for all kind of touring. So that's good to hear. Yeah.
Just to summarize what Colin and you discussed about the Invictus bike and the Honda motorcycles, you say that they're both made for each other.
Yes, exactly.
So if Invictus gives you the...
tell me one thing, since I'm telling you guys, are you able to make out that I'm using the pass button, or how is the headlamp as for you guys?
Yes, visible. As visible as a stroke.
Yeah.
As powerful as a stroke.
What about the daytime running light?
Very, very much visible.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so yes, just to summarize what you and Colin were discussing, the Invictus Marshall tailbag and the Honda CB200X, you say they are made for each other.
Exactly.
Okay, and so if Honda gives you an Invictus tailbag complimentary, would you buy the Honda, or would you buy the bag for the Honda? Okay, so jokes apart, you say that in terms of ergonomics, in terms of design, both are gelling very well with each other.
It is doing its job it's meant for. They
Okay.
were pretty clear that this bike is not meant for what Honda had mentioned, that they are planning to tap the untapped part of the market where most of us, including me, may not have heard about the Urban Explorer concept.
Okay.
So I think this is the only bike in the market that we have right now.
Okay.
And I look forward to more bikes like this in future from other brands.
Okay.
Get to ride them as well.
All right.
And it's got a very tractable engine. I mean, I can be lazy with my gear shift. The bike can pull in any gear.
Okay. You don't have to really struggle with shifting gears in traffic.
Not at all.
Okay. And just a quick question. Now, you did see me. I was mounting the bike onto the motorcycle with just 4 straps. Do you think it is pretty much easy to do it, anchor it in place? I mean, that was, to be very frank with you, it was my first attempt. So, if you were to do it, you think you would be able to do it just as easy?
It will take a bit of a practice, but once you get the hang of it, it will be quite easy to mount this bag.
Okay, so I do understand you typically, bungee cord, backpack, snap on and go.
Exactly, but once you get it right, it's a pleasure to use.
Okay, and
along with the backrest, it is even more fun. I mean, once you get the mounting right, you always have the backrest to rest on during the long distance.
You mean the cushion backrest on the product?
On the product, correct.
Okay, all right. So let's continue with the ride.
Yeah, so this is Colin again. Samuel, tell me something about that handle, the knuckle guard. Because I see it aesthetically, it looks very beautiful. I was just looking into when you're using the indicators, it is quite visible. It's a very smart way to put up. Because, it is not a hindrance that it is not visible from far. It is quite visible and it is quite apart from each other and very beautifully placed. So I really liked it.
I just happened to take the speed of top speed of 115 on this bike.
150?
115.
Okay, 115.
115. So absolutely no vibrations as such. It's pretty stable at that speed. Wish it had a 6th gear on this. Since it's meant for highways, I would have liked to see a 6th gear on this. An override gear is how they call it.
Yeah, we could see you that As soon as we told you to go ahead, the way the bike, the acceleration which it went, it was so beautiful. Like it just took off. Like one moment you were there, and next moment we were thinking, where are you? So it has got a quite quick speed pickup, right?
Correct. I'm pretty impressed with the engine, the amount of tractability that they have, and acceleration that I did. I didn't have to change much gears. I just did it as a roll-on acceleration, and it was quite good. So, yeah.
That was amazing to see. That curve which came, and it was quite good.
I don't mind doing it again. It just got a big smile on my face.
Yes. True. We'll see if we get open road, we'll do that.
Yeah, in fact, I was wondering, was that effortless or was that seamless? And you got like pretty good, like boom.
Even for the bike, it was effortless. I wasn't feeling that the bike was stressed doing the speed or while doing that acceleration. You just did it pretty smoothly. I felt the smoothness here.
You felt the smoothness. Oh, that is nice. That's really nice.
You know, the visors, this bike, it's quite a high visor. So what do you think, how it is supporting the wind blast?
The amount of speed that it did, I didn't feel the wind blast much with the current visor. But for people who are taller than me, I mean, they may require a taller visor than this.
Okay.
But assuming that the average rider would be about your height or shorter, they would not need a custom visor.
A person who has more height than me and will need a taller visor.
Great.
Okay, now as we've already been told, the motorcycle is inspired by three of their best motorcycles. The 500X, the NC 750 and the Africa Twin. So those design cues, visually they are visible, but from a rider standpoint and a handling point, from a riding standpoint and from a handling standpoint, do you see those design cues being implemented here when you are on the ride?
There is. I have personally not ridden the Africa Twin.
Okay.
I have ridden the CB200X.
Okay.
And even in my initial impression, this actually felt like the scaled down version of the 500X, and even the seating position and how you are actually seated on this bike, actually you're feeling like you're riding a 500X itself. But only thing, if they could have done something about the suspension, it would have been even better.
Okay, so from what they call it, the urban explorer, it is pretty much the urban explorer that it's made out to be.
Exactly. So urban explorer, if you consider India, even in urban areas, we have ample controls. So yeah, I mean, I would have liked a better suspension setup for this. But a scope of improvement, there is always a room for improvement on the suspension front, and this would be the bike that I would actually consider.
Okay, so I think we have reached our destination pretty much. So we are going to pull over to the side here. So let's catch up offline.
Sure.
Savio and Samuel, I hope you guys had a great time with this machine, the Urban Explorer. I see the bikes are parked here and you have changed in your casual outfits. So tell me about it. What did you find good in the machine and what do you think could have been improved by Honda?
So what do we call the CB200X? Well, it's a commuter bike packaged in an adventure bike format. So this segment is called as the Urban Explorer, is what Honda has told us, as it makes a lot of sense because I personally don't see myself crashing the bike off the road that frequently, but in the urban or the city environment is where the most of the time this bike will be spending. And to take on the urban environment, what this bike offers is a very light steering. Overall, the bike weight is pretty less. It's got a very light clutch, a very precise gearbox, and most of the power band is concentrated in the lower and the mid range. So this is something that is very useful in the city. It's very easy to filter in the traffic with the setup which the bike comes out of the factory. What I would have really liked to see on this bike would have been a Bluetooth connectivity, a dual channel ABS, and a bigger tank maybe, because I would have liked a longer intervals between the refueling, and a better tuned suspension, then this would have been a complete bike for me and I would have been very happy with this package. But then hopefully they make these changes in the future and make this a more all-rounded package right out of the showrooms. So I look forward to bikes from the other manufacturer in this segment, and it's a very interesting and a practical segment what Honda has tapped on.
Thank you, Samuel. So, what do you think about it, Savio?
To talk about the Honda CB200X, what I liked about the motorcycle and what can be better. To begin with, what I liked about the motorcycle was the overall ride stance of the motorcycle, comfortable seat, the upright handlebars, the well-placed foot pegs on the motorcycle. Also, what I cycle was that for 200cc 16 odd bhp, it was adequately powerful to maneuver in the city traffic. Also, what Honda has been mindful about is the tires. These are all 10-in tires, which I have seen on some other bigger motorcycles. It was very thoughtful of them to give these tires in addition to the knuckle guards on the motorcycle. It gives it a very aesthetically, it gives it an adventure look, as well as it's very, the integrated LEDs don't make it feel out of place. Feel the smoothness. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Savio, for giving us such a good insight. And Sam, you too. This has been a good review, and I think a lot of information has been taken out of it. This is the Bike Man, and I am with Savio and Samuel from the Upshifters India. Cheers.